this week's exercise comparison is going to be barbell push press versus dumbbell push press. So for those unfamiliar with what a push press is, you can just think of this as a leg drive assisted overhead press. So whereas normally with a strict standing overhead press, we would keep our legs soft but stable. They're not going to be adding any additional spring to the movement. So here, this would be a normal overhead press movement, just pure vertical press. A push press, we're actually going to be getting drive from our lower body to assist with the concentric. So you're dipping into it, driving up through the top of the range of motion, and then controlling the eccentric back down on your own. So push presses are a great movement, a really awesome way of overcoming some of the sticking points of a regular standing overhead press. But a lot of people really struggle with barbell push presses, which is why I kind of want to see how the dumbbell version compares and kind of go over some of those differences here. So first I'm going to start with demonstrating what the barbell push press looks like. So we're actually going to set it up the exact same manner as we would a regular overhead press. So the setup doesn't actually change. The only thing that changes from a regular standing overhead press is going to be the execution and the leg drive. So here, you're gonna do to start the concentric is you're gonna dip into the rep just a little bit and then spring up. So here, dip, press, and then control on your own, dip, press, press. And you wanna make sure that the concentric is powerful. So you want to actually explode through the movement. If you're just using your legs to kind of grind it out, it's not gonna have the same effect. So you should be getting a lot of power from your lower body, just as if you were trying to throw the bar over your head. So now we're coming over to the dumbbell version, which is going to be the same idea from the lower body. The only difference is that each arm now is going to be acting independently of one another. So this is going to have a couple of unique benefits. So the first one is going to be mobility limitations. So a lot of people struggle with overhead mobility, especially when they're bound by a barbell. But dumbbells take care of that problem because now you don't have that bilateral mobility deficit. So here, dip, press, dip, press, dip, press. And you'll see here that my natural movement pattern is more neutral to pronated. And that is going to be another function of dumbbells where most people are pretty uncomfortable with that full pronation of a barbell. So with the dumbbells, you can actually revert to your more natural shoulder rotation, which is going to keep your shoulders healthier and again, allow you to overcome a little bit more of those mobility restrictions that you feel with the barbell. So dumbbells are going to be better done for mid, moderate to high repetitions versus barbell push presses are gonna be much more bound by lower repetitions because that's gonna be a much more heavy, exhaustive movement. Dumbbells, you don't want to try and max out on this movement because getting them up to your shoulders is going to be time and energy intensive already. So both of these are going to be really interesting to use in a program. I would say dumbbells probably going to be better used as an accessory movement, even in a potential hypertrophy training session because of the way that it applies more to moderate rep ranges. Barbell push press, much more power, much more strength, much more of a main movement to be used standalone. So both of them, very interesting overhead press variations used more sporadically, I think can be great additions to your program.